Hello and welcome to Gamers of 4 Master of None, and I wish you all a happy new year, not just 2024, but the year of the dragon, with Chinese New Year coming round on the 10th of February. And here are some wishes to found around: 新年快樂，龍馬精神，身體健康. With the year of the rabbit fast appearing, I thought we should do a dragon-themed path called Nuzlocke to celebrate the coming of the dragon. The game I've chosen is Pokemon Fire Red, as we always decorate the house with red things for Chinese New Year, and also because of the fireworks we set all of the time. It also had the most amount of dragons in a game that I'm familiar with. And when I say dragon, I don't just mean dragon types. I mean anything with the word dragon in its Chinese name, either one of the translations in Hong Kong, Taiwan, or China. Yes, there are multiple different translations for Pokemon. 寶可夢, which is just a transliteration of Pokemon. 寵物小精靈, pet little fairies. 口袋怪獸, which is a transliteration of the Japanese name for Get-Top monster. And 神奇寶貝, magical babies. Now I know Dragonite has done a very similar challenge to this, but the encounters are going to be slightly different, and it's going to be me doing it. Can you guess which Pokemons are going to be on our list? Stay tuned and find out. I named myself Dragon and my rival Rabbit, as we're always going to be chasing after the Year of the Rabbit. Our first encounter is going to be Charmander, 小火龍, little fire dragon, which evolves into Charmeleon, 火恐龍, fire dinosaur or fire terror dragon, and Charizard, 噴火龍, fire breathing dragon. So that sorts out our choice for our starter and locks our rivals into Squirtle. The nicknames I'm going to give to my dragons might be a bit strange to you guys, but it's actually from the old Chinese legends, the 9 sons of the Dragon King, 龍生九子, and I'll be using the Mandarin pinyin for the names. The nature of our dragon-themed run, with Charmander as our starter and our encounter list, we're going to struggle with the early game. Getting past Brock is going to be a hurdle. So with some studying, the only option we have is to get Charmander past level 13, where he learns Metal Claw, which is super effective against Rock type, but Brock's Onix also have Rock Tomb, a super effective move against our Charmander, as demonstrated in our first run. So how do we get around that? According to our hardcore Nuzlocke rules, we can't overlevel past the Gym Leader's Ace, which is the level 14 of Onix, and we can't use items in battle either. So if we just keep throwing ourselves at Brock, we would get nowhere. Or would we?
Tackle. Oh, we are slower.
On attempt 2, I discovered the solution. Just be slower. As you can see here, where Onix goes first, instead of the higher damaging super effective Rock Tomb, the AI just goes for Tackle, dealing very little damage. I know that the AI like to use status and speed controlling moves, but it is just mind-boggling that the higher damaging and super effective moves are not prioritized.
Nice. A crit! Let's go! And attack boost at the end. I'm surprised that only took the second attempt.
So with Charmander evolving into Charmeleon after the fight, we can proceed to Route 3, avoiding as many trainers as we can to try and keep Charmeleon's level as low as possible so that we can switch train our next encounter. Magikarp, 鯉魚王, Carp King evolves into Gyarados, 鯉魚龍, Carp Dragon at level 20, which is just one level under the next level cap. The problem with Magikarp is that it only knows Splash, a move that has zero effect, and don't learn an attacking move, Tackle, until level 15. Doing switch training means that both Pokemon get the same amount of experience points, and Charmeleon quickly reaches the level cap before Magikarp can reach level 15 to train by itself. Meaning that we head into the water type gym of Cerulean City solo with Charmeleon.
Not what I'm looking for. Please crit, please crit, please.
With our rules, if we completely wipe to a trainer, we have to reset, so we are back onto square one, against facing Brock. The next couple of attempts was trying to make sure I have the correct EVs and natures to be slower, as well as trying to beat it at a lower level.
So the last run I killed one too many Rattatas. Damn it.
On attempt 5, we finally made it past Brock again with Charmander at level 15 after the fight. So with our new Magikarp, I was going to do some training in Viridian Forest, but this happened.
Shit. Reset.
Oh well, let's do that again. So it's not until attempt 10 where we get past Brock again, as attempt 6 was wiped out by Brock, attempt 7 and 8 were reset preemptively as Charmander's nature were plus speed, which pretty much guarantees our failure. Attempt 9 our nature was fine, but we still outsped. Attempt 10 is where I think we have the most optimized start. We head straight into Brock at level 13 and using nothing but Mankeys and mandatory trainers to level up so that we try and maximize our attack but also keep our speed low. Onyx outspeed us at this point and we only got hit
that
time.
A lot longer. Another one. Just stop it off.
Even with that, the gym fight with Brock and the unskippable trainer battles on Route 3 still level ups Charmander to level 16 for an evolution.
And on to our second encounter, our Magikarp. Magikarp's name's going to be Chirwan, a creature that likes swallowing and a place on both ends of ridge poles of roofs to swallow all info influences. Fitting, I would say.
We got our Magikarp and we can start training. The idea is that we are going to use up all of the splash PP on Magikarp, so that when it is trying to attack, it uses Struggle, which damages both the opponent and the user. I'm going to let gameplay me explain.
So first thing is we need to find a Metapod.
And learning from attempt 5, I led with Charmeleon in Viridian Forest.
Metapod, right, so we're going to switch to our Magikarp. So because it only used Harden, we're going to use all of our PP here. How many PP does Harden have? 30, so we need to be careful not to get into the struggle range. 14, 13, 12, 11, right. Let's switch to Charmander just in case. Okay. And then we're gonna run, and we're gonna do another one. We're going to use all of our splash PP here, and we're going to struggle. So we now need to get lots of potions, as many as we can buy pretty much.
So with that, we head back to Route 1 and start training on lower level Pokemon to try and get to a point where Magikarp can self-train. In theory, because I didn't fully test it out. I did take out a few Rattatas and Pidgey, but I'm super bored with getting stuck at this early game and it's just not fun anymore. So with some magic, I have some rare candies created out of thin air and just force-fed Magikarp until it reaches level 20, evolved into Gyarados and just took on Misty. I'm not quite sure why I led with Charmeleon rather than just going straight with Gyarados, but Staryu went down easily.
Yes, flinch. Yes, flinch. Right, one down, one to go.
And Starmie just skipped this 3 times and got bit 3 times, which was super effective against it. From here we need to do more experience management as we have a rival fight, 5 guys on the bridge, a bad guy that gives us a gold nugget, a couple more unskippable fights on the way to Bill and Vermilion City, another rival fight and one last gym trainer, as we're already level 22 after beating Misty and Lieutenant Surge's level cap is level 24. And sure enough, Gyarados goes over the level cap on the rival fight, meaning that we can't use it for Lieutenant Surge. But that's probably a good thing anyway, as Gyarados is 4 times super weak to electric types. Now this whole run depends on whether Charmeleon can solo Surge's Voltorb, which takes out a third of our health, Sonic Boom and also a Squeeze to take our defense to -2. We outspeed the level 18 Pikachu and KO it with 2 digs, but also gain paralysis from Pikachu static. Now Dig won't kill Raichu here, but Surge has also used all of his potions on Voltorb and Pikachu. So he's now down to Charmeleon on whether he wields.
Please no para. Please no para. Oh no, that's +2 evasion. We need to go through the para and hit and crit and missed. That's +3 evasion. We missed that, probably have pressed the speed up. +5 evasion? +6. Please hit. Please hit. Paralyzed. Shockwave. Don't kill. Dig. Miss quick attack. Hit. Finally. Crit! Yes! Yes! Oof. That was luck upon luck upon a luck upon a luck upon a luck. I was paralyzed a couple of times.
Yeah, I needed a moment after that. It was pure luck that got us through. I don't think there's any strategy, TM or anything that could have changed how the fight went. Maybe I could use Ember on Pikachu instead of Big, but that wouldn't have been close enough for an Oko, and Charmeleon would have suffered more damage during the fight and just fall to Raichu's quick attack.
We're going to get the Ember here, but we won't be able to do it until we get Surf, which is a while away.
It's been about 2 years since I last played the Kanto game, so I forgot what I needed to do next. But to get to the 4th gym, we need to go through Rock Tunnel. As we don't have enough Pokédex entries, we can't get Flash, and even if we can, neither Gyarados or Charmeleon can learn it. So after stumbling around the dark for what seems like an eternity,
We got to the end!
we're again close to the level cap when we reach Celadon City.
Yay! No more fears of overleveling.
There are 2 options here in our encounter in Celadon. A Dratini, which evolves into Dragonite and Dragonite, the only dragon-type species in Kanto, so it's not a surprise that it made it to the list of possible encounters on a dragon-themed run. The second one might surprise you. I'll give you a few seconds to guess which one it is. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's Porygon. The old translation when the first debuted was 3D Long, 3D Dragon, which made absolutely no sense as the other old translations was Lap Fong Sao Cube Monster, and the current translation Dorbin Sao Multi-Sided Monster. So something went awry when it was being translated. Now according to our hardcore Nuzlocke rules, we can only have 1 encounter per area, so we can only choose one of the 2. I didn't immediately go for either of these 2, not because I can't remember where to get the coin case.
Where do I get the coin case? I forgot. There we go.
Or the lack of coins, but because Dratini can also be obtained in the Safari Zone, which opens up after Erika's Celadon gym. For whatever reason, I didn't think to pick up a Flamethrower TM from the game corner,
Burn.
but Ember carried us through just fine.
Got the burn. Outspeed, KO. Ember. Marvelous. And a burn. Do we KO? We don't. Don't para. Thank you.
Even though we did have a slightly scary moment where if we had been paralyzed, we would have been in a bit of a pickle. After that, I went to Lavender Town to attempt to get past the Team Rocket event, but totally forgotten that I needed the Silph Code. So back we go to Celadon to deal with Giovanni. Gyarados' water powers doing the majority of the work.
Easy.
We breezed through Rocket Grunt in the Pokemon Tower, ran away from Snorlax, got the Super Rod, and finally arrived in Fuchsia City for the majority of the encounters and where the game gets easier for us. With the Super Rod we can get a Horsey on Route 19 under Fuchsia City. Luckily for us we fished it up in one go, but unluckily for us we only have the 5 Pokeballs we started with and an extra Great Ball. So if we don't manage to catch it in 6 turns, it's gone for now. Luckily we got it on our 3rd ball and the chosen name of it is Basia.
A hybrid of reptilian, animal and dragon, creature that likes to drink water. Kind of fitting, I guess. I guess Seahorse likes to drink water.
Now Horsey's name in Chinese is Mak Hoi Ma. Ink Seahorse. Its evolution Seadra is Hoi Qi Long, Spiky Sea Dragon. We could modify the game to give us a Kingdra, Hoi Long Wong, Sea King Dragon, which is half dragon type, but it's not normally obtainable with just 1 copy of the game. So we're gonna hold off that thought for now. After that, we go into the Safari Zone for our 4th encounter. Alternating between fishing and exploring the grass gave us a lot of ineligible encounters, but we finally landed on Rhydon, which evolves into Rhydon, Tiga Bolong, Iron Armor Violent Dragon, or Iron Armored T-Rex. So it still has the word dragon in it, so it counts. The other translation for Rhydon is Jun Gok Sai Sao, Spinning Horn Rhino Monster, which sounds more fun, but doesn't have the word dragon in it, so we're gonna go with the translation that does give it the word dragon. Yazi, hybrid of a Daho and Dragon, creature that likes to fight, is aggressive, and normally found on crossguards on swords and ornament. Actually, that's a good one. Yazi. That's actually going to be very useful as an encounter. So not getting a Dratini in the Safari Park, we headed back into the game center in Celadon to obtain our Dratini, Mai Lei Long, Mini Dragon. Chao Feng? A creature that likes to adventure. I think that fits. Let's go with that. And force feed the entire team with more food that's served at Lin Ye Fan. New Year's Eve dinner, we evolved Dratini to Dragonair, Ha Hak Long, which is a transcription from the Japanese name Kaklu, White Dragon. The Koga fight is quite annoying as there are many status effects, and without any berries or help items that can help us, or super effective move against poison types, because Rhyhorn doesn't learn the ground type move until after the level cap of the 8th gym, and my Pokemon can't learn the move Psychic, we're in for a bit of a tough fight. We do have one key thing that can help us, the move Safeguard, which protects the user's party from all status problems for 5 turns, meaning that in those 5 turns we don't have to worry about poison, confusion, paralysis, and sleep. And this is the key to our success. Let's see how the fight went. Right, Koga! Plan is Safeguard. And then switch to Charizard. Flamethrower. Flamethrower again, missed. Flamethrower, still missed. Go back to you. Sludge. Shed Skin, thank you. The main issue is that Charizard keeps missing his flamethrowers on Muk because of Minimize, meaning that Dragonair took quite a few hits, including a critical hit Sludge, bringing it down to red. Strength, missed, but killed by Burn. We brought our Rhyhorn to watch the Muk burn into a crisp. Strength again, self-destruct, then tank a self-destructing coughing like it's nothing. Date for attack drop. Gyarados got poisoned on his turn to come in. Water Pulse. One more. Missed. And finally Charizard managed to land the flamethrower to end fight. That was scary, man. If only Rhyhorn actually knows ground moves. Or we have something that can use a Psychic. That would be nice. Yeah, about that. Actually, our next encounter can, but I didn't know that until we were going to the Elite 4. So you learned something that I didn't, if you want to do this run. Speaking of our next encounter, we go into Silph Cove, where we narrowly escaped an exploding electrode. I knew you were going to go boom. Beat up our rival again, and get Laparas, Senglong, Riding Dragon, or Buibuilong, Backpack Dragon. BC. Hybrid of turtle and a dragon, a creature with a large shell able to move carry objects. Lapras, the carry Pokemon, and normally found under grave monuments. Doomy gloomy, but okay. Are we ready to face Giovanni? With our newly acquired Lapras, we also demolished Giovanni. A crit! Super effective crit. Lapras sweep. Let's go. Sabrina can be a tough nut to crack, if we can get to her in the first place. We lead with a speedy Gyarados which spams Bite against Kadabra and Mr. Mime, although a critical hit from the Mine does take us down to below half. A flamethrower from Charizard takes out Venomoth, but then the big guns come out, Alakazam, and immediately starts setting up on Calm Mind. Mr. Psychic, and Fly, KO. Whew. This gym is another one of those that could have easily wiped us, especially if the setup from Kangaskhan was completed. But luckily for us, Sabrina used up all of her potions before Kangaskhan came out, and we dodged the Psychic Fly.
How do I leave this place?
After finally managing to get out of the place, we surfed to Cinnabar Island from Pallet Town, revived the old Amber that we have had for the entire game, and accidentally been nicknamed Aerodactyl. After spending way too long in the Pokemon Mansion, we demolished the Fire-type Cinnabar Gym and the Ground-type Viridian Gym with our half-water team without breaking sweat. And it's not even close. After many checks that I have 8 badges through Route 23 and a small tunnel exploring the Victory Road, we finally arrive at our final challenge, the Elite Four of Kanto. The rooster for the team is our special attacker, BC, the Laparas, our dragon mascot, Chao Feng, the Dragonite. For whatever reason, I couldn't decide on what moveset to give him, so it looks like I didn't actually give him a moveset. Our all-rounders, Qiu Niu, the Charizard, and Chiwen, the Gyarados. Our tank and physical attacker, Ya Ji, the Rhydon, and finally the speedy glass cannon, the unnamed Aerodactyl. Let's see how many of those Sons of Dragons survived into the end. Going into our first Elite Four, Lorelei's Ice-type and Water-type moves could be troublesome for more than half the team, so we're leading here with Laparas to be neutral against those, and also having learned Thunderbolt can do super effective damage. And that's mostly what happened. 2 hits on the Dewgong, 1 hit on the Cloyster, a critical hit on the Slowbro. Jinx was really annoying. A switch to Lapras from Lorel meant that I took that out first with Thunderbolts after bringing back in Lapras. But boy, the combination of Attract and Lovely Kiss meant that I was constantly switching in and out. But finally a bite from Gyarados and a flamethrower from Charizard knocked it out. There were a few misswitches from me and I may have gotten lucky somewhere, but we got there in the end.
Well, 1 down, 4 to go.
Next up is Bruno, the half rock half fighting Elite Four released with Onix. So Lapras still taking the lead.
Earth our way through. That's 1.
Lapras also knows Psychic, which should come in handy, but we can't afford to lose him here, which is why after being knocked down to half health by Hitmonchan,
oh, that does 100.
Charizard comes in to finish him, and Machamp. And Hitmonlee. And I switched to Gyarados to finish the fight against Onix instead of Lapras. I could have taught Gyarados Surf or other moves here, but it looks like I didn't needed it, as Water Pulse dispatched Bruno's last Onix.
Marvelous, that's done. 2 down.
On to Agatha, who is a Poison type specialist, but with 4 out of her 5 Pokemon immune to Ground type moves, our only super effective move against them is Psychic from Lapras. Similarly to the fight with Koga, we lead with Dragonite to set up Safeguard, to safeguard our team members from the nasty nasties, and surprisingly I hit Gengar through 2 layers of double team with a Thunderbolt. But after being safeguarded against a barrage of statuses, Dragonite is half health already after Golbat is down. A quick Earthquake takes down Arbok. But I did forget to count the turns for Safeguard and send out Laparas instead of Dragonite. A Psychic takes out Haunter, but it's not enough to take out Gengar, and we got statused. I tried to bring out Dragonite to set up a Safeguard, but Gengar is faster, so Dragonite also got sent to sleep. Gyarados is up next to try his luck, and he got poisoned.
Oh no, poison!
We barely just don't kill Gengar with a bite, but we need to switch out again after a few turns.
You are joking, come on.
Aerodactyl also got poisoned on the switch in, but we do outspeed and kill it with a bite.
Right, that's 3 down.
I hate being status. So annoying. Finally, we face our true rival, the other trainer with a dragon team, the flying type elite for, the Dragon Master, Lance. I led with Laparas onto Gyarados, and with a super effective Thunderbolt, Gyarados just barely survives, so we use up one of Lance's full restores. The second hit kills, so the first one was a low roll. Against Aerodactyl, I forgot about Ice type being weak to Rock type.
It's quite a lot. And you get an Omni boost. Of course you do.
And I also probably should have gone for the 4x super effective Ice Beam instead of the 2x Surf.
Please kill. Oh no. Don't do this now.
Rhydon takes out Aerodactyl after missing a Rock Throw.
Great, great.
And 2 Earthquakes take out his 2 Dragonites.
Works as a crit.
And we finally get to face
Dragonite.
down his ace, Dragonite.
Outrage. Oh, that's a lot.
He uses Outrage, and none of my Pokemon can really take a hit before being in range of a critical hit. I don't have a good answer to Outrage with Gyarados, and I can't deal enough damage to Dragonite either, so I have to switch. Looking back with hindsight, I probably should have updated my moveset before this fight, but that doesn't help us back then. If only I have taught him Ice Beam. With Safeguard down and Dragonite confused, I have a bit of a chance that he uses Safeguard and or hitting himself in confusion. I took a switch and hard switch into Aerodactyl, as he is faster than Dragonite, so we have a chance of outspeeding. I was correct in Dragonite setting up Safeguard, and on the next turn we do go first, but it was only enough to bring it down to the yellow.
Hard flying type. Oh, so close.
Dragonite hits an Outrage through his confusion.
Please don't die, please don't die.
And luckily we don't get crit, as we just barely survive on 13 HP. Dragonite is his health Citrus Berry that heals him just out of full restore range, so Aerodactyl swoops in with one last Ancient Power. Not the best play from me, but no deaths.
Well, deathless so far.
You probably would have thought that since the last match I was actually going to update my moveset, but because the last fight was so intense, I didn't manage to do that. I also didn't level up my Pokemon all the way to the level cap to match the level 63 of Rabbit's Blastoise.
Right. Right, Rabbit, this time has come for you to hand over the year to the year of the dragon. Most powerful trainer in the world.
For some reason I decided to lead with Aerodactyl, probably trying to get an Omni boost. but the critical hit Ancient Power does outspeed and Oko Pidgeot. That brought out Blastoise, and we switch into Lapras to take a Hydro Pump. Thunderbolt wasn't enough to do more than half damage, but then Rabbit switched to Executor. An Ice Beam took that to a sliver, but a 75% chance Sleep Powder not only hit Lapras, but also Charizard. I was hoping for it to wake up, but the Seed Bomb takes me down to less than 2/3, meaning that a critical hit would kill Charizard, so I have to switch again. A Wing Attack from Aerodactyl takes out Executor, which baits out Blastoise again. Unfortunately, Lapras is asleep, so we go for Dragonite.
So Blastoise is going to Hydro Pump, we are going to switch into Dragonite. Thunderbolt.
The Thunderbolt scares him away, bringing out Rhydon.
And then we through Blastoise. You're going to go Rhydon. You're going to heal. You don't heal. That was unintentional.
I thought he would heal his Rhydon after we both fired Earthquake at each other, so when I opt to kill his Rhydon, I got outsped, and that is the first step of this attempt. Gyarados finished his Rhydon off, as well as Kangaskhan that came after, but not before a Reflect was set up. I predicted an Extreme Speed from Arcanine, so a switch to Aerodactyl saved Gyarados. An Earthquake doesn't do a lot here as effect was up, but I should have tried Ancient Power for an Omni Boost.
That's not a lot of damage. Oh no. The paper thing. Special. First effect off. Ah, that's why it doesn't reflect up.
The second Earthquake barely doesn't kill Arcanine, but at the start of the previous turn I had forgotten to read my HP levels. So I didn't know how much damage Flamethrower did, so I didn't realize that Aerodactyl was in critical range of Flamethrower. And you know what they say, whatever can go wrong will go wrong. So what happens next?
Oh, crit.
A critical hit Flamethrower kills Aerodactyl. Dragonite comes in and tries and avenge his friends, but he doesn't have a super effective move.
You do have a full restore.
Because I didn't give him one. So we're in a dragged out battle with me trying to use Thunderbolt to deal the most amount of damage I can while taking a lot of damage. And you know what? Rabbit decides to heal Arcanine twice. Twice! If he had done that to Rhydon, he would have still survived. But in the end it was just too much damage and I have to switch out. With the options of Lapras or Charizard. Both are asleep. I hate status. Remember that? Unfortunately Lapras didn't wake up during the turns he was out.
Fast asleep.
But luckily Charizard did. And outsped Arcanine for a dig.
Please die.
But it wasn't enough.
Do I survive this? Please survive this.
We have no choice but to risk it here, as it is the final stretch and all of my Pokemon are on the brink of death. Luckily we have used up all of Arcanine's extreme speed, so we outspeed for a second time.
You little
I wasn't expecting so much trouble from my Pokemon that originally I had 3 Pokemon that have super effective moves against it, and only just in the last rival fight was super easy to dispatch as Growlite. So out comes Gyarados, raging with the death of his 3 brethren, fired off a Water Pulse to kill Arcanine, only to be dealt a super devastating Skull Blast 2 turns later to fall himself.
Nothing I can do there.
Dragonite then comes out, desperately trying to keep this entire run alive.
We are slower though, aren't we? Missed!
And Blastoise missed his Hydro Pump.
Please don't miss. Please kill. Oh.
Which means our Thunderbolt finally ends the battle and the challenge.
Oh my god. That was brutal. But I guess that's the end of the challenge. We have defeated the rabbit, so now comes the age of the dragon.
So that's it. 2023 has been a tough year for many, and we go into 2024 with the scars of our fellow dragons, Rhydon, Charizard, Aerodactyl, and Gyarados. But we have prevailed through 2023, and the year of the dragon will be better for us if we believe in it and if we work hard towards it. I'll be doing more Pokemon challenge runs like this on the channel, so if you like Nuzlocke runs or Pokemon cards or just gaming in general, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video of Gamers of 4, Master of None. Happy New Year. Bye!